Welcome to the 2019 Battle of the Border Boys Varsity Race. This is NewHampshireCrossCountry.com, powered by Runners Alley. This year's meet hub is brought to you by Tim's Truck Capital. And again, we're getting ready for the boys now. Should look to be pretty exciting on the girls side of things. We'll have a few more people helping out with some names for this one. Top individuals on the boys side. Again, I'll do some New Hampshire love, and we got Coach H back to tell us all about Massachusetts. On the boys side, Cole Brown. They have a number of individuals to watch with this. They're a very talented team this year. Front runner last week was Luke Kasich. Followed closely behind him was Aiden Cox. Dawson Dubois is gonna probably have another good race this week. He's getting stronger each week. Same thing could be said about Wyatt Mackey. Again, 4 guys for Cole Brown. We have to watch them. Winnicott's Colin Donnelly cannot be counted out as well. He had a pretty good race here last year, I believe. Pinkerton, we've got Luke Brennan, Connolly, and Plaza as well. Milford's Caleb Corthalis should also have a factor, as well as Wyndham's Rohan. On the Massachusetts side of things, Coach H, what are we looking at?
On the Massachusetts side of things, we have some real good programs here. Quiet as kept, the Needham Rockets, Coach Van Cott, very talented coach. His team's been under the radar. They've been working really hard this year. The Marshfield Rams, fresh off their Frank Kelly win, Coach Shep is here, so you can't forget the talented runner out of North Andover, Jake Blixer. Jake, I hope I didn't mess you up, but Needham has some talent up front, so does Marshfield. I think that Massachusetts has their hands full. New Hampshire has a lot of talent in this pool today, and we're seeking to see if Massachusetts can compete well, but I might have to tip my hat off to Cole Brown after their most recent performance at Manchester Invite, as well as their own home course. Cole Brown looks like they're in rare form. Coach Cox is on his A game as usual, but I'm gonna obviously be biased. Shout out to the 603, but I'm here for Mass, so I want to see Needham and Marshfield do really well today. But they have their hands full, ladies and gentlemen. New Hampshire has a lot of talent. Can't count out my guy, Coach Clark, at a Pinkerton Academy. Coach Clark's a savvy veteran. He will have his top 7 ready to roll. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens over the course of 5,000 meters.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very different than the girls' race, because we've got 5 of the top 10 ranked boys teams here, and we didn't have that for the girls. So I think it's going to be a totally different thing up front between New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. I think the 603 is coming to play no games. Shout out to the Granite State. I think they're coming real well, and powered by Runners Alley. Shout out to everyone that checks in to the website. You guys make the website move, and it's important, kids, to continue to check in the website. Follow their social media accounts, leave comments, continue to support. This is an amazing thing that's going on here in New Hampshire, and we look to do more of the same back in Massachusetts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Runners Alley, without them, we couldn't be doing what we're doing. Same thing could be said about BayStateRunning.com. We'll have the link up on New Hampshire Cross Country for their coverage of this as well. Again, those boys' top teams to watch. Cole Brown currently ranked number 1 in New Hampshire. Pinkerton's ranked 4th. Winnicott 7th. Bishop Girton 9th. And Wyndham in 10. And Coach H, like you said, Needham, Marshfield, both are top 10 teams in Massachusetts.
Correct. But I love my home teams, of course I do. But like I said earlier, I'm going to tip my hat to Coach Cox, so I think they're ready to do something special. However, we would like to see some Massachusetts teams compete. But I'm not going to cut out Coach Van Cott, the Needham Rockets. Great coach, great program. He might be a sleeper today, so watch out for Needham.
Yeah, should look for a pretty good race, and it looks like we're about to get underway. Again, those Cole Brown boys, they have to be the favorite with this. We'll see if they can string it all together. Honestly, I don't think we've seen them at their full form so far. Each of the races we've seen, they've had 1 or 2 guys kind of underperform, but they've had that 6th, 7th man step up each time. So it's really good to see that, and it really shows just how deep of a team they can be, that any man can take that role that day.
That is important, especially as we get toward this time of season. We're heading toward the divisional and the state meet. And kids out there, if you're listening, yes, you might have a kid on your team that's number 1 or the 2nd or 3rd man, but you, young lady, out there, if you're the 5th or the 6th or the 7th man, you are just as important as the number 1. The job cannot get done always up top. Sometimes on the back end, you gotta just get tough and finish strong, because that's how sometimes a lot of state championships are won, on the back end. So if you're the 5th or the 6th at your respective school, whether you are in Massachusetts, whether you are in New Hampshire, do not give up on your season. You have a month to go, and you can improve and help your team do well at the sectional, the divisional meet, wherever that may be.
Absolutely. It's remarkable how many times it does come down to that 6th or 7th having a good performance. I know last year, kind of mirroring what you said, the Conval girls, they had a really strong top 3. They took this day, this opportunity to kind of work with their 4 and 5, pace them, coach them up, and it had such a huge impact on the rest of the season for them. It was really cool to see that teamwork in play. And it just goes to show how important that 4, 5, 6, 7 spots really are. And these runners getting this opportunity to step up.
And like you mentioned earlier, hopefully, like Coach, you said that a few of New Hampshire's top 10 teams are here. Hopefully down the road, this meet can continue to grow, and we have more participation from Massachusetts, as we send some more of our higher ranked teams here, and we can have a real good competitive meet. But once again, shout out to everyone here in New Hampshire who's been participating in this meet.
Yeah, I think on the girls' side of things, Massachusetts kind of threw down that gauntlet, said, hey, we took it, come get us now.
Well, it's early in the game. It's real early, Coach, but let's see how Mass teams position themselves in the beginning of the race. I want to keep an eye out for me, Mass. I'm keeping an eye out on the Rockets and the Rams, Needham and Marshfield, respectively. Each team has talent. Each team has depth. Let's see how they compete with the other teams here, the top teams here in New Hampshire. We're looking for the gun to go off. This is our favorite part of the race, and we are off.
Once again, this is 2019 Battle of the Border. Boys varsity race. They're coming at us right now, and they're coming pretty quick.
They're coming quick. And up front, we have some kids taking it out front, and this is what we like. Milford Boy takes it from the front, but North Andover, Litzer, Co-Brown, Needham Boys, Trinity. We are back. My main man Davio, and this looks what we have expected.
Pretty tight.
Pretty tight up front. The Rams are there. So is North Andover's Jake, Drew Pesco, Nick Valiente up front.
Kasich and Donnelly from New Hampshire.
Go Brown right there. Pesco right there. The Needham boys position himself. The Rams look tough. The Rams do look tough. Needham up front. Co Brown, Needham up top.
Still really tight.
This is a tight race. This is what we want. But you know, it's hard to make moves now in the woods. You know, you got to get out, study yourself, and start to move up through that race. But yes, we are truly excited.
Yeah, we should see some big moves in the woods. They're just entering their first woods loop.
And up front, it was a tight pack. Jake Blexer from North Andover. Jake, if I ruined your name, I do apologize. 978 in the house. But yes, we had the Rams up front. Cole Brown was settling in the middle of that. Needham was running really well.
So as we start seeing the boys come around, I've got 3 boys from the varsity at Londonderry High. They took the weekend off, going to Manhattan next weekend. Will Heenan, Ryan Young, and Matt Griffin are going to take over the commentating of the boys.
Looks like we have Luke Kasich out in front for Cole Brown, as well as a couple from Marshfield. Colin Donnelly's hanging right in there as well. Again, no real separation yet. Boys, who else we seeing?
We're seeing Carson Bottomley from Bishop Guerin right now. Dawson Dubois from Cole Brown as well.
Aiden Cox just passed by.
Luke Brennan, always a strong runner.
Cole Brown's 5 has already passed.
A lot of Pinkerton guys coming up. Warriors aren't looking too bad as well. Cole Brown always solid.
Yeah, not a lot of separation at this point in the race, but if you don't get yourselves into that top spot where you belong, you're going against traffic the whole time. Guys, what do you think about the course today?
Course honestly looks so good today. You know, the ground's finally compact. You know, the course is looking quick, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some fast times today.
It's a nice day too. Beautiful day to run. Not too hot, not too cold. So
Perfect cross-country weather. We're talking like 60s or so, maybe even high 50s. Pretty good out. All right, we're gonna throw it down. Check out how things are going at the 1 mile.
All right, this lead pack is moving pretty quick here. We may see some similar things to what we saw in the girls' race, though, where that first lap, first fast mile may have come back. And the leaders are pretty much exactly who you would expect. I can see Donnelly in there, Kasich in there, Cox is in there, right by hanging off of that group, a couple of Needham guys. Another guy to watch for, Luke Brennan, likes to move up late in the race. A lot of Cove Brown guys coming through here early. In fact, I think we've already seen their entire 5.
Yep, same with Marshfield.
Yeah, which bodes really well for them. Yeah, and here's even some more Marshfield. They're looking really good early on. They're gonna keep it close with Cove Brown. But this is Pinkerton's 3 now. Pinkerton's number 2 is not racing today, so that could be a little tough for them. But another team to watch. A couple of Winnacunnet guys just went by. I think that was probably their 4 and 5. There's Nate Steiger. That's Pinkerton's 4. And now we got the big group here coming through. It's starting to spread out a little bit here at the 1 mile mark. Now again, so in the girls' race at this spot, we saw the early leaders didn't necessarily finish at the 2 mile mark where we were next, doing quite as well. So we'll see how this sandy course affects that group.
So we are back. New Hampshire CrossCountry.com, collaboration with BayStateRunning.com, powered by Runners Alley, powered by Marathon Sport. I'm with my main man Davio. We're looking at the leaders coming through.
Halfway through the race at this point.
And this is what we want to see. Nick Valiente up front.
That's Colin Donnelly in first. And,
Cole Brown is sitting very well.
Kasich, Dubois.
Cole Brown got 3 in the front. Drew Pesco sitting right there. There's Needham's 4th. Pinkerton right there. Needham's 2nd.
That's
Cole Brown.
4 and 5 and 6.
Oh, Cole
All
Brown.
7.
Cole Brown is not playing games.
Man, they're going right to the front.
Cole Brown playing no games. Needham running well. There's Gino Villatelli out of Marshfield running real well. But back to the course. Cole Brown running phenomenal. Let's see what happens up front. There's my main man, Jay Joyce, running well.
Yeah, although we saw Cove Brown girls do the same thing. They went out hard first mile and a half, but then they faded a little bit towards the end. So we'll see how these Cove Brown boys hold this lead.
Correct. They ran very well. I don't know who won the girls, but I think North Andover may pulled it off. But if we're talking about the laws of average, Cove Brown has so many up in the top 15. Massachusetts representatives of Nick Valiente, Jake Blixer from North Andover, and I saw Needham's 1 and 2 up front. So is Drew Pesco from Marshfield. So we're running real well, but
yeah, a lot of Massachusetts up front, but from scattered teams. So,
it looks like hats off to Tim Cox once again. Cole Brown showing that their regional rank is no joke. Following up with an amazing run at Manchester, an amazing win on their home course. Cole Brown's playing no games. We are live at the Battle of the Border. What a race. Davio, what is your thoughts? What do you think it's going to look like over the course of the next mile?
I mean, judging by the girls' race, I think it might change a little bit, because I know the Massachusetts girls really pulled up on that last mile and a half mile to go. They really pushed for the front, whereas the New Hampshire teams kind of went out for it right at the beginning. So we'll see. I don't know if the boys are going to follow that same kind of blueprint, but yeah, Cove Brown right up front, and then lots of Massachusetts individuals towards the front as well. So
stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's just started to warm up.
All right, we can see the lead cart now. We're about 30 meters in front of that 2 mile mark. Still looking for our first runner to come through. Right now, the lead cart has quite the lead. Oh. And here we go. Looks like number 1 is Colin Donnelly of Winnacunnet. He's got some Rams behind him. Marshfield, their top runner. Cove Brown's number 1 and 2. Luke and Dawson. Cove Brown's 3rd. Aiden Cox. North Andover with their 1st. Marshfield with their 2nd.
Rohan from Wyndham's looking pretty good right now.
There's Luke Brennan always making his mid-race surge.
Yeah, no, Luke Brennan's legit.
Couple more Cole Brown. So they've got their top 5 pretty well locked up. Actually, their top 7 pretty well up there. So right now, it doesn't look anyone's really contending too much. I know Marshfield did have a couple of those low numbers. They have to be watched out for. Same thing with Needham. Guys, what are you seeing team-wise?
Team-wise, I think Cole Brown certainly has it right now, but I think Pinkerton's
doing
not
well.
far behind. I don't think they're that far behind.
Pinkerton, I feel like typically that last mile they pick up some spots as well. They typically don't drop with it.
Pinkerton's a real tough team.
Needham from Mass doesn't look bad too.
Yeah, Needham, again, one of the top-ranked teams in Massachusetts. Pretty good to see when we get ranked teams from both states up here for Battle of the Border. Makes things exciting. Speaking of exciting, we're going to go back into the woods, check it out.
Coming through the 1 mile mark, it was pretty tight with a lot of guys up in this front group, so hopefully we'll see a little bit of spread out and have an idea of where it's going to start. And it looks like Winnicunnet's Colin Donnelly has pulled away from that pack and is making a late bid here to pull away. But I can see we got 2 Cole Brown guys and a Marshfield guy that are both definitely eyeing his back, and they're not going to let him get away. And there's Cole Brown's 3. Aiden Cox is not far off. Rohan from Wyndham and another Marshfield guy. So Marshfield's definitely still in this mix here at this point of the race. Pinkerton's Luke Brennan coming up here now. He's running well. He's going to try to make a move past this Needham guy, it looks like. Another Needham runner.
Cole Brown's 4 and 5.
Yeah, so it looks like Cole Brown's going to take the W today if they can hold together at this point. We're seeing another Winnicunnet runner, and Pinkerton's 3. Oh, there are 2, excuse me, and there's Pinkerton's 3, Nolan Preble, and there's Cole Brown's 7 has already gone through here. And another Marshfield runner, so it looks like Marshfield's probably going to take second place here today over the other New Hampshire teams, but we'll see. We got some more groups coming up here, and another Wyndham runner. Here's another Marshfield runner, and this is, I believe, Pinkerton's 4. I think them and Winnicunnet are probably pretty close, because you can see just ahead of him is a Winnicunnet guy. They could very well be separated by only a very small number of points. I think not having their number 2 today really hurt them today, because we see another Winnicunnet runner coming through here, and Pinkerton's 5 has currently not showed up. So it looks like Winnicunnet's probably the number 2 New Hampshire team here today after Cole Brown. Now, as they go through this last mile, again, this course is really deceptive. It's particularly in the first mile, you feel like you're going to be able to move real fast, but if you look at their footing, you can see that sand is really loose, and it can be really draining as you get back into this back section of the course. It's a lot of small winding turns that when you're running on sand, it really just makes your legs feel heavy fast, and it can be hard to really get up to speed.
All right, here we are, a couple hundred meters to go. That's Colin Donnelly of Winnicunnet still out in front. And then Luke Kasich and Dawson Dubois from Cole Brown. It's Marshfield's top runner, Nick Valianti. North Andover's Jack Bixler, along with Aiden Cox, Cole Brown's number 3. So Cole Brown already with 3 runners by. That's Marshfield's Drew Pesco. That's Cole Brown's 4 and 5 right here. So it looks like they have this race pretty much sewn up. No one really challenging them for the team title, although a lot of Massachusetts individuals up towards the front. That's Cole Brown's 6 as well, so that will displace, and they're 7th. Although Pinkerton also looks pretty strong up towards the front, as well as from Massachusetts, North Andover, with quite a few runners up towards the front of the pack. So that should be your top 2 or 3 teams. Although Cole Brown with a very strong showing here on the team side. And then looks like what should be a good win for Colin Donnelly, unless the 2 Cole Brown boys can do something over the last couple hundred meters. But we'll have to shoot it over to the finish line to see what happens in that race, because it's still anybody's race at this point. There's 3 or 4 runners right up towards the front that could take the win, depending on how they finish. But definitely looking at some pretty fast times today, and tight race between Massachusetts and New Hampshire. So all in all, pretty good day at the Battle of the Border. Had some tight races for the team scores and the girls, and then this race individually is looking up to be quite a race towards the finish. So we'll have to see what happened with those top few boys at the finish line.
And that is, what a race!
1,002 boys, Cole Brown, Luke Kasich, Cole Brown, Colin Donnelly,
The Cole Brown boys with the 1-2. Marshfield in 4th place.
So what a kick there.
What a kick. Marshfield, 1543. Jake, North Andover, 5th. Cole Brown, 3 in.
That's 3.
3 in.
Hands up, come on.
That's 3 in for Cole Brown.
Marshfield with another.
Drew Pesco. There's PA, Pinkerton, Needham, 1-2 right there.
Winnicott second.
Cole Brown.
That's their number 4 and 5.
Cole Brown looking really, really tough, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you put 5 guys under 16, 15.
Yes, tough to beat.
Cole Brown 6th, Cole Brown 7th on the runway now just to show their depth.
Pinkerton running well. Like we said earlier, New Hampshire running really, really well.
Good job. Yeah, right through.
There's Marshfield's number 3rd man.
Right through, keep running.
Jake Pesco. There's Needham's boy. We have Campbell in a fight. Trinity in a fight. There's Gino. Gino Valtelli running real well with a PR in the 5K. There we go, Jay Joyce in his first real 5K. But we cannot give nothing but credit to the New Hampshire teams running very, very well today. Cole Brown, excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Yeah, this is the first race I've seen him kind of firing on all cylinders, and this is what we should expect from them going forward into championship season.
What a race. Battle of the Border lived up to the hype. Once we said, we've been saying it all day in the previews. We want to tip our hat to Tim Cox, and sure enough, Cole Brown came to represent.
Yeah, Cole Brown coaches Tim Cox, Brent Kasich. They did a phenomenal job with this. Same thing goes for Tom Tangway helping out on that coaching staff as well.
North Andover boys. There we go.
Absolutely beautiful day for some cross-country action.
Absolutely. And what can we say about the Cole Brown program? Cole Brown program is showing that they are the real deal. We want to give a shout out to everyone that showed up today, people paying attention, locking in. It's an amazing day for cross country, like you said, Greg. And very impressed with what we've seen today. Proud of the Massachusetts teams competing. But these are some good times. Kids are running real well, running through the chute.
Yeah, times today it looks pretty fast. I think that the course has had a lot of really good work on it over the last couple of weeks, and it's showing right now.
Go.
Absolutely, and they're coming in by the boatload. That sign and the hands up looks like a PR sign, and you've seen a lot of kids pay attention to that clock. With the fist pump, that means we've seen a lot of PRs today. Congratulations to all the competitors out there. What a race, Coach. What a race.
Yeah, they're really crushing it. And as we start to thin out, once again, I just want to thank Coach H for coming from Massachusetts, take part of this Battle of the Border commentary for us. I look forward to hearing everything he had to say with it. It's been pretty cool working with him again. We'll be working together again. I believe it. We'll see you definitely for indoor.
Absolutely.
So once again, this has been your 2019 Battle of the Border boys varsity race. Again, Meet Hub this week was Tim's Truck Capital, and we are NewHampshireCrossCountry.com, powered by Runner's Alley. Joined today with BayStateRunning.com,
powered by Marathon Sports, same umbrella.
Oh yeah, you're in either New Hampshire, Massachusetts, check out one of their stores. They'll get you fitted right.
Take care, guys.